Hi everyone. So what rules do we need to use in order to find the values of angle x and angle y? So let's start with something that we know. We know that this angle here is worth 54 degrees, and you'll notice that it's an isosceles triangle, so two of the sides are the same. And we know that when we have one of those, then the angles opposite those sides are going to be the same as each other. So in other words, this angle here will be, oh, that looks funny. That angle there is the same as this angle here. They are the same. So how do we find out how much they are worth each? Well, we know that this entire triangle is 180 degrees. That is the total of all the angles inside of it. We have this one angle that is 54 degrees, and what's left over are these two angles. Well, 180 minus 54 is 126, so together those two angles are worth 126 degrees. Two angles. If we divide by 2, we'll find out that they are worth 63 degrees each. So one of those angles. So 63 degrees awarded to each of these angles. So what am I going to find out next? Well, there is a rule that says that on a straight line, so let's call this our straight line. If you have an angle that is inside a triangle, the angle that is on the outside of that triangle, so this one here, is worth 180 degrees minus the inside angle. So what is that value? So I'm going to say 180 degrees minus 63 degrees is equal to 117 degrees. So this whole purple angle here is 117 degrees. So now what can I look at? Well, there are two lines here, and they indicate that those two sides are actually the same. So this side in green is actually the same as this side here. So think about this as kind of like an upside down isosceles triangle. So that also means that the angles opposite those sides are the same. So I know that this angle is the same as this angle, which happens to be one of the ones that we're looking for. And I know that this angle here is 117 degrees. So I know that the unknown ones here in green are going to be what is left over from 180 degrees. So I know that all three of those angles add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to subtract 117 degrees, and I will get 63 degrees. So now I can see that between the two of them, these two green angles here add up to 63 degrees. So what is each of them worth? 63 degrees divided by 2 is, I'm afraid, 31.5 degrees. Yes, indeed, there can be half degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and label that 31.5 over here, 31.5 over here. So what do I need to know that I still don't know? I need to know the value of y. Oh yeah, I found the value of x, so we can write that down. Angle x is 31.5 degrees. And what is the value of y? So I'm going to observe this triangle here that x is already in. And notice that here we've got a right angle. So when there are two angles on a line, their sum is 180 degrees. So if one of them is 90 degrees, that means that the one on the other side is also going to be 90 degrees. Now I know the value of two angles inside this triangle. So I know that all the angles add up to 180 degrees. I've got one angle that is 31.5 degrees, and I have one angle that is 90 degrees. So the remaining angle, which is y, the one that we're looking for, is 58.5 degrees.